Well, it's time for something of a news roundup. I haven't really done this sort of thing before, but I figure in light of my last review that I did about subverting Syria, I thought this was might be a good time for an update like this. So as of this recording, I'm recording this on Sunday evening, December, I think today's December 8th, 2024. And I woke up this morning to the news of Syria falling to the rebels, as they're referred to. And it was kind of a sad moment because, and it's even more sad to look across the interwebs and see people cheering this on, because I think what we're about to see is something on the order of Libya, if not worse. Who knows? I'm hesitant to make any kind of predictions there. There's no telling where this is going to go, but I doubt it's going to end with happy clown fun centers. So if you are not aware of this book, Subverting Syria by Tony Cartalucci and Niall Bowie, I'll put a link to this on the end screen, so be sure to check that out. And one of you mentioned this book, Washington's Long War on Syria, in the comments section for my previous review. So I ordered this and it got here just in time for all the calamity. So I'm going to start on that because I'm sure it's more relevant than ever too. So the Syria thing is kind of a big deal, but I also want to talk about the shooting of the CEO in New York, because I think that is noteworthy as well. As many of you know, the CEO of, I think, United Healthcare, I forget the exact company name, that was gunned down in the street in front of a hotel in New York City. And it really troubles me that the way this whole thing is being kind of stage managed as something of a spectacle. Now, it could be exactly what it purports to be, but I seriously doubt it. And I would be very hesitant to join in on the cheering on of this guy's demise. I have no love for the corporate CEO types, but I think what we're watching here is something much darker than just vigilante justice. I think something else is afoot here. And this could be preventing someone from testifying because of insider trading. This could be other healthcare intrigue. There could be a lot going on, but I seriously doubt this is a grassroots effort of, but again, like I said, I hold out the possibility that it could be that, but I'm inclined to think, having watched this sort of stuff go down before, I'm inclined to think that this is something much darker, and it could be a straight up staged event. But the disturbing thing about this is the public's reaction, which rightfully so. There's a lot of pent up animosity towards the healthcare industry. No doubt about that. But it's very interesting to me that almost seems like that's being encouraged. There's certain things I could comment about on YouTube and other social media outlets that my comments would be taken down immediately or censored immediately or get shadow banned immediately if I said certain things about certain topics. So I find it interesting that people are saying some pretty dark stuff about this CEO, justified or not. People are saying some pretty dark stuff that is going totally uncensored. And just throwing this out there, just something to chew on. I'm really wondering if this is some kind of deliberate effort to drive a wedge between different castes or different segments of society. So I would be, again, I have no love for the corporate world, but I think everybody needs to be very careful how they respond to this, because all of that is being watched and recorded and not for benevolent purposes. And I'll wrap it up with this quick story from my personal experience in the CEO world. I mentioned this in a previous video. I think I was reviewing The Virtue of Selfishness. And years ago, I was hired on at a a major rubber manufacturer that manufactures silicones and polyurethanes. And the co-owner of this company, I was visiting him in his corner office where the lizard people are wont to congregate. And this was right on the heels of the whole Enron fiasco. And I was just trying to make conversation as a young 29-year-old guy trying to just find something to talk to about with this guy that was, obviously leagues above me, and just making conversation about the Enron thing and just all the havoc that had wreaked on the fine state of Texas. And he heard me out and nodded and and was very patronizing in his take on that. And if any of you remember the Enron mess, it was big, it was massive, and the corruption was insane. And this guy, of course, this is right on the heels of that. And this guy hears me out and just kind of nods, and he says, well, Mitch, I believe in business, you could do to people whatever they will let you do. And that, friends, is the corporate mindset in a nutshell. The kind of people running that circle of the world, that corner of the universe, are quite literally high-functioning psychopaths. And to bring this back full circle to the CEO, I'm really hesitant to think the idea. I would love for some of those guys to see justice in this lifetime, but anytime something happens like this on this scale, there's probably something else going on. And I have a feeling one of the very least of the things that's going to happen because of this is going to allow the high-functioning psychopaths to hide themselves from the general public in a way they didn't have to before, because there's certain rules and they have to play by in corporate America, where they have to declare who's doing certain things, certain boardroom functions, and those things have to be declared. They have to be publicly available in public corporations. And I have a feeling that one of the first things that's going to happen is that's going to change. And that's going to be a very interesting part there. But I just want to put that out there. That, to me, I think back to that story of standing in that corner office in Easton, Pennsylvania on a regular basis of this gentleman telling me unabashedly that basically, greed is good. And if you can get away with it, do it. And that sticks with me, because I think that is what you're left with when you strip away all of the morals and all of the spiritual control mechanisms that you might have within yourself that keep you on a path of thinking, I want to treat people decently because I want to be treated decently. You strip all that away, and that's what you're left with, again, high-functioning psychopaths who will literally do any and everything to each other and to you. And again, that's where I think this could be a lot of high-level intrigue that is way bigger than the insurance industry. When I woke up the other morning and they reported that they had found the message deny, defend, depose on some of the cartridges they found, I was like, okay, that seems a little theatrical. And not that it's not possible. It may be exactly as advertised, but I highly doubt it. And on that note, I'm going to wrap it up. And one more thing, this week I'm going to do another top 10 video. Some of you all have been asking for more of those, and that's a good way for me to kind of organize some of the content of my library. But so I'll be coming back with another video on that soon enough. But in the meantime, I would definitely keep an eye on, what's happening in Syria. And I haven't read this one yet, so I'm not ready to make a declaration as far as a recommendation on that. But definitely get this book while you can, because this will explain exactly what just went down in Syria. And it's heartbreaking, really, because it's not this is not a happy day for the people of Syria. And this is PNAC, Project for the New American Century. This is the neocon agenda doing its thing. This has nothing to do with the spread of democracy. And I'll stop there. So thanks for watching. And again, I'll put some links to some other relevant reviews here on the end screen.